What's up, everybody? Welcome to another channel of Machine Head Repair Project. Today we're going to be discussing automotive battery, how to test if it's good and how to test if it's bad. So guys, it's important to test your battery and electrical system regularly. Not when it's just showing that it's going bad. I would test the battery maybe twice a year or every year. And it's a good thing to do because you don't want to be driving down the road and then next thing you know you have a dead battery and car is losing power and it's not starting up. And then you're stuck or stranded. So, what's the best way of testing the battery on a vehicle? Well, the best way of testing a battery on a vehicle is with a multimeter. You can get a simple multimeter like this, okay, with a black lead, a red lead, positive, negative, and it has to read voltage. All of them is going to read voltage, and then, or you can go up a notch and use, a bigger one like this. Now, if you don't have any of these multimeters, the best way to check your voltage on your battery is running the car, and while it's running, you turn on your headlights, your radio, your AC and stuff like that. And if your car starts shaking while you're turning on all these devices in your vehicle and you're using the power, that means your battery is dying on you. So that's a good indication of your battery getting close to dying on you. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you a simple way of testing your battery with a multimeter, unless you already know how. But people that are out there that doesn't know how, watch this video and I'm going to show you how. So first of all, fully charged battery should be a 12 volt battery for a vehicle. So they're going to read up to about 12.6 volts when the car is not on. So a fully charged battery in a vehicle, even if it's sitting overnight, is going to be 12.6. When you turn on the vehicle and you read the voltage on the vehicle, it's going to be between 13.7 to 14.7 voltage. And the reason for that is because the alternator, while the car is running, alternator or the generator for some people, older people, is charging the battery as the car is running. So it's pushing charge into the battery, so it's going to boost it up. That's also a good indication that the alternator or generator is good, that it's charging your battery. And that also indicates that that doesn't really too much indicates that the battery is good. It's a good sign. So 12.6 when the vehicle is not running, the battery is good. While the vehicle is running, it should be 13.7 to 14.7 while the alternator is charging the battery while it's running. Simple multimeter. Let's go ahead and get to a vehicle and open the hood and test one of these batteries. So let's go. So before we start testing the battery, I want to explain what type of batteries are out there for vehicles. There's the common acid batteries, like this one right here. This battery holds acid liquid, and so over time, depending on the gear of the battery, their lifeline is about 4 to 6 years, give or take. With the battery like this one here, if it's acid, it's important that your vehicle is the battery is actually mounted to the vehicle, because you don't want the vehicle to be moving around, shaking or hopping or jumping or whatnot, and this is not mounted. Batteries just moving everywhere, and that doesn't give it a good charge to the battery because the acid is just flowing everywhere because it's moving. You also want to check the year of the battery. Like this one says they'll have a sticker. Most batteries will have a sticker to the side, like a circular sticker with a date. Like this one says 10/16. So this was sold in 10/16. So right now it's 2019. So 16, 17, 18, 19. So this would be a 4 years battery. So it's around the time where it's actually a good idea, of course, test the battery, make sure it's good, and if it's still good, we can still run with it. There's battery testers out there that you can go to the automotive stores, take your battery or take your vehicle up there. They can test your battery and it'll print out a sheet that says if it passed or failed, that is good or bad. But you want to check the date on it. There's another type of battery that are gel batteries. Like Opti batteries. They look like Coca-Cola cans of like an 8-pack or a 6-pack Coca-Cola, or whatever, beer or whatever. Anyway, that's what the battery looks like, and sometimes it comes in yellow or red. And those batteries, you don't really have. I mean, it's a good idea to mount those down, but because they're gel, and if they're not mounted down, it's safe, because you can have that sideways, upside down, whatever it may be, and it won't leak out because it's gel and it's a sealed battery. The gel is sitting in. It will actually hold more charge, a better charge, and it's a lot better. Now, the price is a little bit more than just a regular battery. If you were to want to go that direction, it would be a good idea. So go to your nearest automotive store, let them know what kind of vehicle you have, and you can look up the specs of what type of battery each car has. Now, each car also has a different size battery, so that also you need to put a note on that each car doesn't hold the same size. Now, it's still a 12-volt battery, but the size different, if it fits in that vehicle or not. Some will be small, like a Miata or a Prius or whatnot, but the size is a huge difference. And also, the battery port, like positive and negative, you got the red positive and the black negative. They'll also sit in different spots. Like this one has a positive here and negative here. In most vehicles, whichever the battery sits on or the cable directs to will not always be the same as what this battery will be. So sometimes the positive will be on this side and the negative will be this side. Also, there will be side ports, like Chevrolet GMC has these battery, and they're called side ports, where these terminals here, side terminals, are on the side of the battery. And then you can get the battery where they have it on the side and the top. They hook up to the side, like the Corvette and the Camaros and whatnot, like that. To indicate where's the positive and negative on the battery, it'll have a plus sign and the negative sign on the battery, and that will let you know where to connect the positive and negative to. So first, let me demonstrate testing the battery that's been sitting out of the vehicle for a couple of months. So on a multimeter, you want to put the setting on a multimeter and to DC voltage. Okay. And so right here, since the battery is going to be at 12 volt, you're going to want to set it between the 2 and the 200. So it's going to be at 20. So we're going to do 20 there. On the battery, you got a negative pole and a positive port. So the negative port is always going to be black, and positive is always going to be red. So on a multimeter, when you put the negative, it's always going to be plugged into COM for the black lead, and then for the red lead, it's always going to be on DCV plug right here. Now when you're doing amperage, then you'll plug it into this other section. but we're not doing amperage, we're doing voltage. So as you can see, the number right there is at 0. Now even if you were to test the battery with the red lead on the negative port and the negative lead to the positive, it's going to show you a negative number but of voltage. But we're going to do it correctly because you don't want to do anything incorrectly. So first we're going to touch the positive, and then we're going to touch the negative. And as you can see with this battery that's been sitting out for so long, it's only showing 1.12 volts. So that means this is a dead battery. There's only 1 volts in this battery. We would need to slow charge it to get it charged up to 12.7 or 12.6 volts for that battery to be in great shape for us to put it in a vehicle to crank it or whatnot. So now we're going to go back to the battery we were at. So on this battery, I know it's good, so for demonstration we're going to show it, test it. So on the positive side it's going to be red and it's going to have a plus sign. So we're going to go ahead and touch our red lead to that terminal, and then with the black lead, the negative, we're going to touch the negative side. And as you can see right now, it's showing at 12.08, 12 volt. So that's a good starting battery. Once I start it up, then you can see the voltage go up because it's charging. So let me go ahead and start it up, and you'll see the voltage. So let me go ahead and start the vehicle up now. So now the vehicle is running. Now we're going to test the voltage while the vehicle is on. Again, the red leads to the positive, and the negative leads to the negative. And as you can see, the voltage went up to 14.4. That indicates that the alternator or generator is working and is charging the battery up. Let me zoom into that for you. .37. Now we're going to go ahead and turn on the lights, turn on the radio and the AC, and you will see how much the voltage drops, but still charging while all the stuff is running. So now with the lights on, the radio on, and the AC on, we're going to check the voltage. As you can see, not much, but the voltage dropped down to 14.32. The AC clutch just engaged, and now the voltage dropped down to 14.29. Now after everything's, while the car was running and the alternator was charging the battery, you're going to see now the battery is going to be about 12.8 or something. 12.71. While the car is off and the battery's at 12.71, let me turn on the light and you're going to see how much of a drain it takes off. It won't be a lot, but you'll see how much power that it's taking from the battery even with the car off. So the light's on. We had 12.71. Now we're going to test it again. Now right now we have exactly 11.95. That's with the lights on. Now if we turn off the light and we check it again, now the battery's back up to 12.39, 12.4. So that shows that this is a good battery, but it also shows you that how much the lights and everything will take from the vehicle with the car off and the car on. Recap on this. So we now know that the battery is a 12-volt battery, every battery for a vehicle, and it's supposed to hold about 12.6 voltage, or around that area. To start up a vehicle, it's supposed to show 12 volts. If it's under 12 volt, it's not going to start the vehicle, especially on a cold crank. On a hot crank, a warm day, hot day, it'll probably start up. But if the battery is low on a cold day, don't depend on the battery to crank the car up. And then with the vehicle on, the battery should be at charge or showing at 3.7 to 14.7, and that's because the alternator or the generator is charging up the battery while the vehicle is running. Now, while the vehicle is off and or on, and you're using your radio, your lights, or your AC or whatnot, you know that you will see the drain of the battery. So it's really never a good idea, depending on how much power each device, like the lights or the radio, will use from the battery. It's never a good idea to have the vehicle off and running the device, because the chances are you might not be able to start your car after that. Now, if that's the case, the car doesn't start up, and while you're with the car, if your car is off and you're using your radio for a little bit of time or whatever you're doing, and then it doesn't start back up, that's a good sign or indication that your battery is not good. If the car is on and you're using on your device and whatever, and the battery dies on you, that's another indication that your battery is bad too. But if the car is on and it's maintaining power, then your battery is good. Again, you can go to the nearest auto parts store and they can check your battery life, and they can also check your alternator generator. So that is a quick review on how or what to do on checking if a battery is good or bad. Well, till next time, we'll go and talk about something else. If you like this video and it's been helpful, please click the like button below. If you have any questions or comment, please leave it down below as well. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please subscribe.
Perfect.